You can relax. That's the name of our podcast.
Hi, welcome to Relax the Podcast. I'm Colleen Ballinger here with my co-host Carrot Stocklin, also my husband.
Carrot Daddy.
And this podcast is so fun.
Tell me what it is.
It's us sitting and talking about literally
pitch
nothing.
me on. Pitch me on it.
Relax the Podcast is a podcast where a husband and wife who are burnt out and tired sit and try to have an adult conversation.
Without any kids screaming. And it's supposed to be our time to relax, but usually we get riled up about things that are frustrating to us that we think needs to relax. Oh, so the title is ironic.
Supposedly. It wasn't. Some people say supposedly.
A sense of irony. Supposedly? No, I don't think anybody says that.
A lot of people say supposedly with a B.
Well, it's not. It's supposedly, right?
It is.
That's one word I know.
I know that word. But anyway, so this, we got a good episode today. I've got some stuff that I'm riled up about.
Is there
I'm riled up today.
Mark at the end of it?
There is.
Relax.
Did you know we've been doing this podcast for a couple of years? You didn't know that? There's an exclamation point.
I know, but sometimes aren't you ever like, wow, where am I? What am I doing? I can't believe I'm on this rock spinning in space.
Every
and you just need to like ground yourself and check in. Like do a breathing technique that you watched a 5-minute video on YouTube about.
Yes.
That kind of, so that's what that was.
You asking if there's an exclamation point was you wondering about the existence of humanity?
No. I mean, the genesis of that was like me going like, what is this? You tell me. And you did.
Genesis.
And if I was big podcast, I would be like sold.
Did you say, when people say the Genesis, they're talking about the beginning, right?
They're
because
talking about
the Bible.
The video game system.
Is there a video game system called Genesis?
Get out of my house. Really?
What?
There was two kinds of people when I was growing up. There was two kinds of people. There was Nintendo people and there was Sega Genesis people.
Oh, Sega Genesis.
There you go, yeah.
I only knew of it as Sega.
You just know Sega.
Sega.
That's
Is there still Sega and Nintendo? Are those the two things still? Is that still how it works?
There's still Nintendo.
Really? What happened after Nintendo 64? Because that's the last
Switch.
one I know.
Nintendo Switch is the thing.
Because I know there's Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and 64, and then I stopped playing.
I've never played one, but I've seen people on sets playing them, like in cast chairs, to like play them, like while they're waiting in between scenes.
Play a Switch. Is that what you said?
And like they said, oh, it's a really good way to kill time.
And
but
that's the only
I got
Nintendo
one for my
now?
sister for Christmas once.
But that's the only kind they have now. It's just the Switch.
Wii. I think people are still doing the Wii thing.
Oh, that's Nintendo.
Nintendo Wii, yeah.
Interesting. So Genesis is not only the first book of the Bible where it all began. It's also
I guess that's
Genesis.
where the saying comes from then. Yeah.
That's the only reason I know that word, Genesis.
I just say it to sound smart when I'm talking about like the beginning of something. Instead of saying the beginning, I can say like the genesis of it or the origin.
I used to be the book of the Bible girl at my church. There, we did a little like TV show or whatever, like a news show at my Sunday school. And I was I forget what my actual name was, but I was. You did a news show at your Sunday school? Of course we did.
What do you mean, like pretended you were on the news or like you actually, it was broadcast?
No, like we recorded it and like played it at Sunday school. And I was like a special guest once because I had memorized all the books of the Bible and I could recite all the books of the Bible.
You make so much sense now when I hear stories like that. I can't do that now. Do what?
Recite all the books of the Bible. But I obviously know Genesis.
What do you mean all the books? Like there's the one, right? And it says the Bible.
Oh, no.
It's like there at the hotel and like the drawer.
The books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy?
You never.
Isn't that from Cats? Isn't that from the musical Cats?
Sure, but it's a book of the Bible. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, New Testament.
Those are like chapters.
Well, technically, I guess they're chapters, but they're all books. A lot of them are written by different men.
So these are different books?
Well, it's all in the same book.
In the book. So chapters?
I rest my case. But there's chapters inside of the books of the book. So they all have like, so in each book, there's like chapter.
So there's like a subheaded.
So it's like Genesis 3:11, like it's like there's the chapter, I guess I don't know what you call a chapter, and then the verse, because the verse is all numbered. So I guess it wouldn't be chapters. I don't know what.
So what are people like when they say like John 3:16? What is that?
Well, that John would be the book of the Bible, and 3:16, 3 is like the chunk. And 16 is the specific verse.
Oh, so it's like them, like the subheading to the sub. It's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there was like a wrestler that would like say that, like Stone Cold Steve Austin or somebody.
Which one is it? Just John 3. I'm so embarrassing that I don't remember, but John 3:16, I think is for God to love the world, he gave his only son. That one, right? You wouldn't know. Why am I
You're asking me?
Is that one?
I thought there was just the one book.
That's like
in
the most famous one, I feel.
And that those were different.
Well, you know, it's funny. I didn't mean to start off talking about. I have so many things to talk about, but it just sparked a memory of me sparked a memory of myself a couple days ago. Discussing the Bible right now made me think about you were wearing a shirt a couple days ago that was like the graphic, like the visual representation of like evolution of man.
Right.
And
I got it at the Natural History Museum gift shop.
Right. So it's like, you know, starts off as like, I don't remember what our original form was called. It looks monkey-like. It's not a monkey, but what's it called? I don't remember.
People don't come here for scientific facts.
I mean, I know they do, but
you can imagine.
Anyway, you know what it is. It starts that, and then slowly over time, you see it evolve into man.
Right.
And I was so in it when I was in the church as a young one. Mm-hmm. I remember being taught by many people that evolution was very bad, and I do.
You told me
evolution exists now. You told me
it was satanic.
That's what I thought as a young girl. So it's so crazy how embedded that is in my mind that when Erik wore this shirt the other day,
I noticed you double take it, maybe.
I double take it, and I was like, because my mind didn't go, oh, evolution, cool. My mind went, that's a satanic shirt. I can't believe he's wearing that around children. Like, and then I immediately was like, what? Like, that's not how I feel anymore. I obviously very much know that evolution happened and is real, and I'm very fascinated by it, and I love learning about it. But because I was so like ingrained to believe that like evolution was evil, not just like it didn't happen. Like I was taught by certain like youth group leaders and whatnot and professors and whatever that like it was like literally evil. It wasn't just that it was wrong. It was satanic. Mm-hmm. So when I see the image of like, and the name Darwin is essentially Satan, like in my mind, like from my childhood. So when you were wearing that shirt, I was like, wow, he's wearing a satanic shirt. It quickly left my mind, but it's wild that it's still, that's my first thought.
Is that who needs to relax?
No, I just, I've gone on a horrible train of thought. Shirt? Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I'm curious if anyone else feels that way.
The last image in like this, it's like that classic evolutionary, like, you know, scale of man, and the last one is a guy looking at a cell phone looking for Wi-Fi.
Kind of depressing.
But very real.
Yeah.
But kind of spot on.
Yeah. So who needs to relax? Sorry, I got on a tangent.
I don't know. There's so many.
I know I have so many things in
that it's like that are things that I want to talk about this past week. That I don't know where to start.
Do you want me to start?
Why don't you? I feel like I started last week, so why don't you start this week? I mean, you kind of already have started, so why don't you should I say continue? Why don't you continue?
Well, I'll just do a different one because that was like a bit much. Okay, so
that was just this random story.
Well, yeah, it wasn't. That wasn't who needs to relax,
right?
Well, I was going to say the heat because I'm sick of this heat, but we've already talked about that before. But
it's hot. The room we're in right now is 80. It's like 80 something degrees.
Yeah, it's very hot. It's more than that in here right now. Okay, so
that's fine. I'm not complaining.
I recently realized that I might do math weird. And I'm curious if you do math the same way that I do math.
Okay.
If I were to say to you, what's 7 plus 8? How do you come to the conclusion of that question?
What's 7?
What's 7 plus 8?
I would say 15. Mm-hmm. And I think what my head did in that moment was put the 2 of the 7 to the 8 to make 10, and then added the 5. I think that's what happened. Like in
2 of the 7. Sorry, say it again.
To the 8 to make 10, and then there was 5 left to make 15. Like so, it was. But that happened like rapidly in my head. It wasn't like
you didn't just know 7 plus 8 was.
No, I did, but also like I checked. But what like
you like double checked your work.
Checking my work, it was like 2 from the 7 to make 10, and then there's 5.
I guess that's
15.
Fascinating to me. It is. I do something similar. Mine is. Well, 7 plus 7 is obviously 14. Uh-huh. So add 1 to make the 8.
Oh.
It's 15.
But you can't do that every time.
I do it every time.
Well, it's not always going to be a multiple of 7 that then you can add the rest to, is what I'm saying. You can't do that every time. But for me, it's always easier to break it down by
Oh, so you split tens. Up the...
So, I mean, I guess. I don't know if that happens every time. Okay, I guess you'd have to ask me other math questions, which is scary to me because I'm actually not good at math.
I'm really bad at math too. What about if you were to do 8 times 3? How would you find the answer to that?
I guess what my head did just now is count out the 8. So it went 8, 16, 24.
Okay, see, that might seem more normal than what I might do.
What do you do?
Well, if it's 8 times 3, I would think, well, 7 times 3 is 21, right? Because 7 times 3 is obviously 21 because that's beautiful. It's like perfect. It's a perfect multiplication.
And you're adding 3 to it?
Yeah, and then you add 3 to that. And
that's crazy. No, it's not at all what my mind does.
Yeah, I do that. And what about like if you were to say like...
So your brain only works in multiples of 7?
No. Let's do a different one.
50, that was also a multiple of 7.
I know. Well, I really like 7. 52 minus 25.
52 minus 25?
Yeah.
This one's going to take me a while.
That's fine. Walk me through it.
Okay, well, what I'm doing is I'm taking 50 and minusing 25.
That's what I did too, yeah.
And then I'm adding 2.
Yes.
So 27.
Yeah, okay. So we do it similar, I think. We both do similar things. Okay. I wrote this one down because I was trying to think of just random multiplications and whatever. Wait, okay, hold on.
We're just talking about math.
Just one more. Because this one was a little bit weird how I got to it. Okay. This one might be tricky, Lovey. 92 minus 75.
92 minus 75. Mm-hmm. Well, what I would do is I would do 100 minus 75.
Yes.
Which is 25.
Yes.
And then I would minus 8.
Oh, see, I went even further than that. I went 100 minus 75 is 25, but we did 92 minus 75. That's the question. So 92 is like 10, like I then will go, okay, well, 90 minus 75, that's 10 less than 100. So 10 less than, if it's 100 minus 75, it's 25. So then 10 less would be 15, and then add 2 to get 17.
How fast does that happen in your head?
It's very slow.
I know. Does your head hurt?
Yes.
My head hurts when I do math. But I don't think that side of my brain, it's like fatigued. Like that side of my brain, it's like, well, wait, we just woke up. We don't do this.
I can't believe there's people who just know all the answers to these very simple.
They can just do math quick.
Questions. Like the only ones I know off the top of my head.
I'm not that side of brain person.
I'm not either. The only ones I can do really fast is like anything that has to do with 7 or 3 probably.
The only thing that got me as a general requirement for my Bachelor of Arts for theater, like there was a certain amount of math you had to take, obviously, like this is a university, whatever. And I remember I was in the last one and I was like trying and failing this math class. And as like a Hail Mary at the final, like there was no way I could have gotten an A on the final. I would still have an F in this class. I failed the final. I happened to be on the cover of the school newspaper at the time because we were doing How to Succeed in Business and I was like the lead. So it was like my big face on the front of the school paper, like come see the musical, the college or whatever. And I like kind of like was holding it and I was like, I'm not going to. You
did not.
And I was like, I'm not going to pass this class. But just so you know, I'm in the musical this weekend. If you want to, if you want to come see it, can we put it up? Maybe can we put it up on this bulletin board on the side of the class in case anybody wants to come? To kind of to show him that like I'm busy, you know what I mean? I like after this class, I'm going to like rehearsals all night, you know what I mean? And this, that, whatever. And the guy goes, "My daughter wants to be an actress.
Oh,
she's in New York right now. It's so hard." Gave me a D-.
Nice.
Gave just for no reason.
That's so nice.
Could probably lose his tenure right now.
That's so nice of him.
But like he just saw that I was trying and it wasn't my thing. It wasn't going to be my thing.
Yeah.
And he just gave me a D- so that I could graduate on time.
Well, that's very sweet of him.
Yeah.
I was never good at math, but I liked it even though I wasn't good at it. But I like trying to problem solve. But I do it roundabout, and I'm happy to find out that you do it the same way as me. Maybe we're just both
scams.
Scams.
Yeah, scamming your way to a D-.
No, I'm saying like when you do like simple math problems, you have to do like a roundabout.
I can't imagine that there's people that are just like, oh, it's this number. Well, it works differently. It must work like some sort of Rubik's Cube in their head. That's another thing I can't do.
I don't know.
You ever solved a Rubik's Cube?
Absolutely not. No way. But anyway, who needs to relax is my own brain trying to do math problems because I realized. I saw a TikTok about it and someone was like getting made fun of because that's how they did math. And I was like, wait a minute. Hello.
Isn't that how everyone does math?
Doesn't everybody do math like that?
I think we're similar, although you're a little bit
more convoluted.
More of a beautiful mind. Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's about a guy, Russell Crowe plays a guy who does math really good in his head. Beautiful mind.
That's cool.
I think he was also schizophrenic.
Oh my.
True story.
He's Russell Crowe?
No, the person he's playing in the movie.
Oh.
Was like a mathematician. It's a good movie. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay.
Ready for mine?
Yes.
thanks for asking. Who I think needs to relax.
I did ask.
Is big Beverage.
Did I not ask? I thought I asked
you
at the
did.
beginning. Oh, okay.
That's why I said thanks for asking.
Okay.
Big Beverage company.
Okay. Are you going to say which one?
No, just all of them.
Oh.
And cup company, beverages, things. Cup companies, beverage companies don't give a shit about you and your car cup holders.
Okay, you're mad at the wrong person. You are mad at the wrong... I can't figure out who I'm mad at.
You're
mad at car companies.
No.
Yes.
Why? Because they haven't changed with the times?
Yes.
Every cup holder... Okay, here's point one. Point one that I want to make. Am I crazy, or is everyone at all times when they're in their car going anywhere always have a beverage with them? I'm never not driving without a beverage that I'm also drinking.
I bring my water.
I'm always
everywhere.
drinking and driving non-alcoholic beverages, like a juice or a coffee.
Okay.
Water, always something, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drive dry.
Okay.
Just, you know what I mean? So something's gonna be in there. These cup holders have not evolved.
Yes, you're mad at the cup holders. You're not mad at the drinks and the beverage companies.
Well, the cup holders were established. And then these people make these drinks like this. This is what my wife carries around with her everywhere she goes. It doesn't fit in any cup holder in any car that's ever been invented. So she had to buy a cup holder insert thing that could hold this.
Yeah, not sponsored, obviously, but I strongly recommend going on Amazon or whatever site and finding like an extender thing, because it's changed the game. Because I was having to put this on the ground to roll around in the car, this big old thingy, and now it fits right in there. It's like $10.
Cup holder insert that extends from the cup holder to make like a cup holder as big as like a cereal bowl, essentially.
Well, you're certainly mad at the wrong people.
And I like using it.
So you just want to only have tiny drinks. Every establishment. Every beverage place should only make really teeny tiny drinks because cup holders won't change.
Well,
because
and
here's
every
the deal.
girl has like a Stanley cup, right? And then think about like cups. I don't know. They don't fit. Nothing really fits in a cup holder in a car.
Holders. That's what needs to change. They need to be
water
bigger. They need to
bottles
have
fit.
more options. Because here's the problem. The problem is that cup holders have not changed in cars in forever. And the problem is that when we were young, back in the 90s, early 2000s, no one drank water. No one drank anything. No one was drinking. I don't know how anyone stayed hydrated. Now everyone's always drinking water.
Yeah, I'm on record saying I didn't drink water until I was like at least
definitely
26.
Didn't drink water at all. My whole childhood, literally never drank water. No one was drinking water. And then we're like, oh, we need to drink this. And now everyone's drinking it all the time and drinking tons of stuff all the time.
Hydrating.
So I think that car companies were like, we don't need to put cup holders in here. No one's drinking anything.
Well, they put cup holders, but they're just like, for what?
Like a can of soda.
They should have like a big one. Because you can have like the big ones and they can still prevent the beverage from moving around because like you have like a rubber thing or, like a buffer area or whatever. But they don't. No cup holders fit any. Yeah,
that's pretty stupid. But you're mad at the wrong people, Love Bug.
I'm sorry. Can I do another one that was that like...
You're not satisfied? Yeah, sure. Do another one.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you can do another one.
You don't think that the cup industry should be like, wait, we shouldn't make this giant. We should make this giant bottle. We should make this so it can fit in a car cup holder.
Absolutely,
because those are already established. Love,
you are crazy. You're so backwards.
It's a car. It's so backwards. It's a machine that drives around. Has the cup holder slots.
Guess what?
This company, why not make this thinner and taller?
They do.
That fits in a cup holder.
They do make it smaller.
So it's your fault then
for
buying this thing. You know why I want a bigger
one? Because I drink the little one in 5 seconds. People get bigger beverages because they want more beverage. So you want us to drink less? You want us to drink less? What you want people less hydrated? You want to go through?
I want you to you get a small one and you fill it more often.
That is crazy.
You don't need to last you all day.
You are so backwards. I cannot believe you are arguing this right now. Imagine going through why
are these things not in sync? Why are they not in sync? That's
because of the car companies. The car companies.
I don't know who to blame, but I feel like
it's obvious who to blame.
I feel like these people. I feel like they're like they're in a fight and they're not speaking to each other right now. And they're like, well, fine, we'll make our cup holders regulation size. And they're like, fine, we're just going to make these crazy bottles and cups.
You are absolutely incorrect.
Well, why are they?
Because beverage companies and cup companies and thermos companies and whatever have been like, oh, people want more. They want these bigger. They're getting thirstier. They love our beverage. They want a super duper size. They want extra. They're drinking so much beverage. Climate change and global warming, things are hotter. People are getting thirstier. We need to give them more stuff. And car companies are like, no, you still have to drink the smallest amount possible or else you can't bring it with you. Like,
I don't know. I think someone right now is listening to this while they're driving and they're like looking down at their cup holder situation. It's like some big thing like hanging halfway out of their cup holder. And they're like, but I like my car, but this dumb drink doesn't fit in the cup holder. And they're like, I think it's the drink's fault.
I cannot believe you're blaming the drinks. That's crazy to me. It is so very obviously the problem. That's like saying, well, how come not everybody fits into the same size pair of pants? Pants were already established as this size. How come not everyone?
That's the most insane analogy I've ever heard in my life.
Now you understand how crazy you sound.
No, now I know how bad you are at making analogies.
Should be the same
You're
size of
terrible
small, tiny
at metaphors.
You think all cups in the world should all be the same size smallness?
No.
Yes, you do. You think they should all be super tiny cups? They all fit in these garbage cup holders in cars.
No, I'm just saying, like, hey, beverage company, if you want me to be able to take this in my car with me, you should make it regulation size. No, there should be a standard.
So incorrect. Because there is a standard. You can get this in the size that fits in the cup holder. You can get any cup anywhere you go. You can get it in a size that will fit in the cup holder.
You are way too passionate about this.
Because you're wrong. You can get any cup in this. You can do that right now. You could never have this problem again.
I don't even have a position on this, so I don't know how I'm so wrong.
You never have this problem again the rest of your life if you went by your own logic. Because every cup, every beverage company makes cups that fit inside of those cup holders. So you could just buy those and then they'd always fit in the cup holders. But no, you want the large ones or the bigger ones or this oddly shaped ones, just like everyone else does. So the problem is not the drinks and the beverage companies and the cups. It is the cup holders in the vehicles. That's the issue. Because you could solve your problem with your own logic.
Remember how you got me those like wooden tops that like fit mason jars? So I could make like a mason jar of like iced coffee and like take it to work. Those never fit in the cup holders, and it always drove me crazy. I'm like, it's just a mason jar. How does this not even fit? It's nothing crazy, you know what I mean? And it didn't fit.
So you think they should make mason jars smaller?
Yeah, like little mason jars.
You can have like 3 sips of coffee?
I don't have a position on this. I was just like...
You certainly do. You just said you hope
that... It is my relaxing. You need to stop talking over me. Let me speak.
Sorry.
This is your drink thing. Doesn't fit in anything. You take it with you everywhere. It's been rolling around on the floor. You bought an extender for our car.
Correct.
And I thought, I was like, that's a good idea. And then I'm like, well, why can't we meet in the middle here? I was thinking that maybe like cars could have one regular size one and then one big one.
There's a solution that makes sense.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna cry.
You start sobbing. Yeah, the cars do need to fix that problem. It's a problem with the cars. So I'm sorry that that's happened, but it is very frustrating. I'm very happy with my little extender. It's helped me a lot. Anyway.
You can do one more.
You have another relax?
Yeah.
You're not happy with that one either because I overtook it.
No, this one's more like, it's supposed to be more involved with you because it's going to ask you questions.
Okay.
I was in a grocery store and I bought sushi from grocery store, which I'd done in the past a bunch when I was like going through like a big sushi kick. And then I was just kind of wanted something like light. It was like hot. I wanted something like light and like refresh, like not heavy and like refreshing. So it's like, oh, I'll just get like some spicy tuna rolls, whatever.
Right.
But like no one was working there. It's just like there in the seafood counter. And the grocery store was kind of like closing. So it was like kind of dark. And I was like, oh, this is going to be here until tomorrow. It's going to be here tomorrow too. Like this sushi, this like raw fish that people are like going to eat. And I was like, it wasn't like served. It's just like in there and has like the sticker on it. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like hard to trust something like that a little bit. Right. But like we do that. We accept that a grocery store can give us sushi because it's a grocery store with it. Cause they've already established, hey, we sell produce and food goods. So like, we're also now like every grocery store now, like even like a Ralph's is like, we also have a sushi bar. And we just all like as a society accepted the fact that like, yes, you can just eat raw fish here also. Because sushi was kind of like a new concept to my life when I was like younger, you know what I mean? Like people were kind of, I remember when people, like a time where people were like scared to try it. Like it was like a cool thing. Okay. But now we all just accept, yes, and it's in grocery stores and like somebody made it at some point. It's raw fish and like you can eat it and like you can then go back to work or whatever. I don't know, go to the gym. And I think that's kind of crazy.
Okay.
But you would do that, right? Have you eaten?
I don't like grocery store sushi, no.
Have you eaten it before?
I have because I've been forced.
What if you went into Macy's?
Okay.
And you're like, because you needed a robe.
Okay.
You know, like a bathrobe.
Mm-hmm.
So you went into Macy's And they're like, oh, we also just opened our sushi.
No, it's not a food
Would
establishment,
you eat
love.
Macy's sushi?
Probably, actually, because, Nordstrom's used to have like a cafe in it that had pretty good food.
Nordstrom's did have a good cafe.
Right.
Okay, so changing it to Nordstrom's, they got the piano player. It's like fancier clothes.
Yeah, I totally eat the
Nordstrom
sushi. Totally. Yeah, trust that over like
the only thing I would get at Nordstrom's
sushi.
Cafe would be the grilled cheese and tomato soup, and I would dip it. It was really good.
Good.
I would dip the grilled cheese in the tomato soup.
They have I remember they had a good sandwich there. Anyway, yeah, no, I would totally eat Nordstrom sushi. That sounds fancy.
Okay, next place.
Wait, what
Rite Aid, famous for having an ice cream bar that I know you loved as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Rite Aid sushi.
Yeah,
if they were like next to the ice cream bar.
But I don't eat grocery store sushi.
CVS sushi?
I wouldn't eat that, no. But that's also not
they have a food aisles.
You're doing equivalent to my pants analogy here because like you cannot say, oh, this food place where you buy all food also sells sushi because they sell all the foods. But what if you go to a pants store and they sell like that's not the same. Like
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I just don't think
that's like love. Grocery stores have lots of food. They can sell
it's
sushi
raw
if they
fish,
want.
and I feel like there should be more like I don't know. Who's in charge?
Where do you think sushi? Where do you think people buy sushi? They buy it from grocery stores,
right?
Like Asian markets.
I think. Well, you mean like where it originates from, like a fish market,
or the ocean,
by someone who knows how to grade the quality of the fish that it's a certain grade that that can be consumed
fresh
raw.
Fish at a grocery store that you could like a sushi grade fish at most grocery stores, can't you?
I don't think that's true.
Well, maybe then I would say if you can't purchase sushi grade fish at said grocery store, you should not be eating the sushi there, probably, right?
Right.
Okay.
I just think you should have to go.
I love that you're so anti this, but you get it frequently.
Well, I'm questioning. It's like I'm like how is what? There's no other like within a grocery store. There's no other like restaurant within a grocery store of like of like a certain thing, let alone like raw. But like in grocery stores, what are you gonna say, Wolfgang Puck?
Yeah, are you kidding? Have you never been to a grocery store? They have chicken nuggets. They've got corn dogs. They've got salad. They've got like lasagna.
No, but I'm saying, but there's not. But I guess there's but it's like a salad bar, and now there's like poke bars, which is also raw fish, and it's just like out in the world. And then this, I don't know. I just don't. I
don't have an issue with this. I just don't prefer.
I guess I don't know why I thought it was funny. The premise to me was like, what if CVS had sushi? Would you eat it? What if Macy's had sushi? Would you eat it?
Probably.
And that's like if you looked at my little iPhone note, it's dumb, but
I like it.
I guess I'm just workshopping a bad premise.
I like it. Keep the bits up. I like it.
Thanks, love.
I have more things I wanted to talk about too.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, cut me off. Like,
no, I love everything that you're saying.
You can do the rest of the episode by yourself.
Love, no, absolutely not. I love you, and you're doing great.
Thanks.
I just feel like you're trying to like sabotage yourself here.
I'm
you're
forcing it.
You're not forcing anything. You're just trying to hurt yourself. You're trying to sabotage yourself here. You're like,
I'm not being me. I got to get back to carrot.
You're all. I don't like that the drink holders aren't big enough for my drinks, so I'll suffer and have smaller drinks with less amount of drink than I want. And then you're like, hey, I really like this sushi at the grocery stores. I get it all the time. It's very convenient on a hot day. It's like refreshing. It's nice. I don't think they should sell it.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should.
It.
And I think that cars should have one big cup holder and one small cup holder.
That's a good idea.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'm like embarrassed. I feel shy and embarrassed.
Don't be shy and embarrassed. You're doing great.
Okay.
Well, you want to know what I want to talk about?
Sure.
The ocean and the animals in the ocean.
Shocking.
Okay.
What did you see on TikTok?
I didn't see anything on TikTok. Actually, our son has recently become obsessed with some ocean creatures. Mm-hmm. Flynn, he is just absolutely obsessed with octopus right now. In fact, he insisted on a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. He was like, Mama, we need to change truck of the day. It should be sea creatures of the day. Little did he know we already do that. It's not like he listens to this podcast. He does not know that I talk about it all the time, like different sea creatures. So I thought that was very interesting. Yeah. But he's very into octopus right now. Well, actually now it's cuttlefish.
Which he thinks is cuttlefish.
Like cuddling. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, he thinks there's two different kinds of cuttlefish. He thinks there's a cuddling kind of fish and cuttlefish that cuts you.
Oh.
He thinks there's 2 kinds.
Yeah. Well, we now know that there's 120 different species of cuttlefish. So
yeah, well, what's funny is I've been so into animals of the ocean.
Yeah.
And you know my obsession with narwhals. I mean, Eric got me a narwhal stuffed animal
narwhal
yesterday.
Stuffy, yeah.
But I thought since he's so into it, and I didn't finish my story, but he literally was like, Mom, give me your phone. I have to record the new song. So I have a voice memo on my phone. Maybe I'll play it. We'll put it in or something, splice it in.
Play it right now. Well, you can't do that. You can't tease that.
Well, I'll put it with the music. I want to put it with the music.
Oh, okay.
He just sings Truck of the Day, but instead of truck, he's like,
I want to hear.
He's like, sea creatures of the day. Like he's like, Mom, I need your phone. He's saying it into a voice memo. It's so cute. And I haven't listened to it since he did it. So I'm just now thinking about how I should play that in here. So we'll put that in here if I have it, if I can find it.
Flynn, sea creature of the day. Sea creature of the day. Flynn, sea creature of the day. Ha, ha. That was a good one.
Okay, so sea creature of the day should definitely be cuttlefish because Flynn is obsessed with cuttlefish. And so I thought, in case anyone out there doesn't know what a cuttlefish is, because I didn't know what it was.
Oh, they're crazy.
Crazy. Well, octopus are freaking crazy.
Yeah, but octopus can't do a strobe light with their skin to
cuttlefish are crazy.
To put a crab in a trance.
So cuttlefish.
So they eat it.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's a mollusk. Essentially, it's a type of mollusk. And they're what's it called? A cephalopod? Something? Cephalopod, which that's what an octopus is what a squid is. There's like a family of cephalopods. And,
of course.
And and that's what it's in that family. But they look just like octopus to me, or like they look like a hybrid of an octopus and a squid. But apparently they're a mollusk, which we know I love a mollusk because remember when I found that one freaking mollusk on the beach that saves lives?
Yeah.
Saves cancer.
You love invertebrate
lives.
Sea creatures.
I love all sea creatures. Anyway, excuse me. Whoa, that was a really involuntary cough into your ears. Okay, so here's some interesting facts about cuttlefish. And Flynn knows all these things. Half of this stuff I already knew because Flynn has told me. Cuttlefish have not 1, not 2, but 3 hearts.
Hearts, yeah.
So do octopus, by the way. Cuttlefish can change color in 200 milliseconds, as fast as a human can blink. And if you've never seen a video of a cuttlefish, strongly recommend. 10 out of 10, 5 stars.
They're cool.
Google or YouTube or whatever, TikTok, search cuttlefish. They're crazy. Okay. They have W-shaped pupils. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Their pupils are the shape of a W.
I know their eyes are weird looking, but I didn't know that it was the W shape.
It's thought to help control the intensity of light entering their eye. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
They have 3 hearts.
You said that already.
I said that, yep. They have blue blood. They have 8 arms, similar to an octopi.
Yep.
And they have a donut-shaped brain.
What?
Isn't that fascinating? Come on.
Really?
Boasting the largest brain-to-body ratio of all vertebrates.
Just reading cuttlefish facts?
Yes.
Okay.
They squirt clouds of ink. We knew this, right?
Some of them are venomous.
Yes.
There's one called the flamboyant cuttlefish.
Okay, girl.
Yes, and it has a venomous bite, has venomous ink, and if you touch its skin, has poisonous skin.
She's so sassy.
And she looks flamboyant.
Wow.
Looks like a pride cuttlefish.
Does Flynn does he have a favorite cuttlefish or just cuttlefish? I've only heard him talk about just cuttlefish in general as his favorite, but do you know if he has a favorite kind?
I think he loves them all.
Yeah.
But like I said, he only thought there was 3 species of them, and then he just learned from his new cuttlefish book that there's 120 species of them. So.
Right. What did he say yesterday? Because I gave him a new cuttlefish book.
For octopus, I know he likes the coconut octopus, and he likes the
American one. Wasn't there one called the Great American Octopus?
The Pacific. The Pacific.
I was way off.
Large Pacific octopus.
Pacific octopus. Yeah, he really likes that one.
Because it can eat sharks.
We said it because it's the biggest. That's what he said to me.
Of course.
It can eat sharks?
Yeah.
My God.
I know.
Octopus are crazy. This ocean is crazy.
These are the facts.
Guys, this actually has to be a very short episode because we are drenched. You might not be able to tell. I don't know how long we've been talking, But with all the lights on and everything in this room, it's really well over 100 degrees. It is so hot. We're dripping. You look like you can't even focus. You're looking at me with like a glossy eye look. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Yeah, I wasn't going to
How
openly
damp
complain
is your
about
shirt?
it, but it is. Yeah, it's really warm in here. I've sweat through the back of my shirt. Yeah, but that's fine. It's hot. It's summer. We're kicking off summer, dude.
This was going to be my relax.
It's almost July.
Man. Yeah, I don't mean to complain, but like, I can't think of one thing I like about.
You're just setting the scene.
I don't like it. I don't like being hot.
People are always excited for the summer.
No, kids are always excited for the summer.
But I think I'm over that in my life.
I very much am.
I can't wait for summer to be over.
I do not like the summer.
Just started.
I do not like it.
What do you? I don't like wearing shorts.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, it's funny. I've never seen my father wear shorts. He doesn't call shorts shorts. He calls shorts short pants. And he doesn't. I don't think my father believes that like older gentlemen should wear short pants. I
saw a meme the other day that said, "Shorts are so weird." It's like, here's my legs, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's strange. These were pants. I cut them into shorts.
What a great conversation.
I wanted to talk about something that we used to do this thing on the podcast. Well, first of all, I read comments, so we could end with that.
Okay.
I looked at comments. Our lovely listener comments that are always amazing. Keep those because we look at them and it's really it tickles me.
I didn't mean to make it sound like I didn't want to be here or like we wanted it to be over. It just seemed like
no, you don't.
We're both just sweating so much, and I could just tell. I felt like.
Do you want to stop?
No, I'm fine.
We don't have to finish.
I just felt like your face looked like in a daze of like I'm so hot I can't function.
Oh, you said it for me.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I think that's gaslighting.
That's projecting, maybe.
Okay.
Gaslighting? That is not gaslighting.
All right. I feel with the gaslight.
I think at least once a day, Eric goes to me, is this gaslighting? Like he asks because he does. And no matter how many times I've explained him what gaslighting means, he does not remember it. And he
I'm teasing you. I'm messing with you.
I know. I love it.
We do this thing. I had to tell you this. We used to do this thing, Relaxative, where we would say something like made us happy.
Yeah.
We do this thing at dinner time where we play knock knock with our children.
Yes.
Where if they're like not eating or if they're like,
grumpy,
we'll be like, hey guys, do you know any knock knock jokes? And we're playing this with 2-year-old twins and a 5-year-old. So they don't really get the premise yet of a knock knock joke. So for example, like knock knock.
Who's there?
Colleen.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. That's kind of how they do
Colleen
it.
Who? And
Colleen who? Okay.
Like,
usually they just laugh at that.
And you can go like, Colleen's holding a microphone. And then everybody will like uproar through laughter. And that'll be like their version of the jokes too. Like there's no actual like joke and they don't really understand it. But who understands it the least is Maisie, I realized last night. And I thought it was so funny because when it was her turn, she would go, knock, knock, who's there?
Yeah.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Who's there? And she wouldn't stop at knock, knock. She'd go, knock, knock, who's there? And then look at us. And we'd be like, who knock? We could be confused. And then she'd be like, who's there? And she'd be angry about it. Like this really angry, who's there? And then you'd have to say, cup. And she'd go, ah, and like maniacally laugh.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was really funny. Her understanding of knock knock jokes.
It was fabulous. And they were continued on this morning. The knock knock jokes were so funny. Like last night. So Flynn does knock knock. Who's there? You say something like Eric explained, like cup who? A cup on the table. Like not a joke at all. But the twins, it's just like knock knock. Who's there? You can say literally any word. And they will laugh.
And they just want to be in on the joke.
Absolutely,
and they laugh.
But
it always cheers them up. It's so funny. But Maisie was taking it very seriously last night.
Last night was the first time I saw Flynn get jokes.
Yeah.
With knock knock jokes. Did you notice that? Last night I was like, knock knock, who's there? And I was like, Flinnip. Or no, what did I say? Flimp? Or no, Wesley. That's what I think I said Wesley. I said Wesley P. And I did like a P sound. And then Flynn said, Wesley Pahoo. And I said, Wesley Poo, gross. And Flynn like looked at me for a while. And then he's like, Wesley Pahoo, Wesley Poo.
Yeah,
he laughed so hard.
Yeah.
He like got the idea that, and then I did knock knock, who's there? Who? And then he said, who? And I said, are you an owl?
Mm-hmm.
And he laughed at that too. And he was like, oh, cause who? Like he like, and boo hoo I did. And to see him finally, now at 5.5, understand like punchlines of jokes was very exciting as well. He's a very funny kid. And so I'm excited for him to start
he's so funny
making up jokes.
The cephalopod octopus obsession is like so like fabulous nerd town USA.
I love it.
He walks around just, guys, did you know? And like spits out like this fact that I did not know about like octopus or something. I didn't know. I never used the word cephalopod.
No,
you know,
he carries around a plastic cuttlefish
and a book about
cuttlefish. And he's been carrying it around for probably like a week, that little cuttlefish toy. And he sleeps with it. It goes everywhere with him. He has to wear shirts with octopus or cephalopods, cuttlefish on it at all times. Like he is very much
I'm in favor of this.
Fixated.
I'm in favor of this hyperfixation.
I am too, because we get to watch like documentaries on like awesome ocean animals and like, and it was so funny. He had a play date the other day and his friend came over who's 5 and like wanted to talk about Legos and Star Wars and you know, play sports and whatever with him. And Flynn was just like, but have you heard of a cephalopod? Yeah, exactly. And he was just like, he put on.
He goes, what's your favorite thing? And the kid was like, Star Wars. And he goes, my favorite thing is cephalopods. It was bizarre. It was 5. It was
and he's like, do you want to learn more about cephalopods? He's like, I want to watch Star Wars. And Flynn was like, we don't watch Star Wars at our house. He's like, let me show you something. He's like, do you like octopus? And he's like, not very much. And Flynn was like, let me show you about octopus. And he puts on a documentary about an octopus that is like full-blown documentary, like not a kid documentary. Right. It's like
Richard Attenborough.
Yeah, like very slow-paced, beautiful footage of octopus underwater. And Flynn is like watching his friend watch it. Like there's a scene in Haters Back Off where Uncle Jim, and I think of it every time one of the kids, like Flynn experiences joy through watching other people find joy in his favorite things, if that makes sense. Like Flynn's, the only way he's super happy is if you are enjoying and he's watching you enjoy the thing that he loves the most. So anyway, he was just watching his friend the whole time. It makes me think of this one scene in Haters Back Off where I, as Miranda, am looking at the computer screen watching my own video, and Uncle Jim says, I'm going to watch you watch it. And we say that all the time. We say it to our kids. We're always like, I'm going to watch you watch it.
I totally, it's so relatable when you show someone like your favorite movie or whatever. You're like watching the
Flynn did that with his friend who did not care.
That's like not interested
at all.
You did that at 5 years old.
And he'd be like, look at this part. Watch this part. And he was not interested at all. Anyway.
Comments.
Sure.
I read some of the comments on the podcast from last week. Top comment. Erik's shoe and sock combo is always a 10 out of 10. He is a fashion queen.
Nice. So you're showing off the shoes. Did you buy new shoes for this episode because of that?
No. That's from Ali Zero Suna.
Are these new socks and shoes?
No.
I think they are.
Get off my back.
I love it. It looks good.
A lot of people were asking you have to show the security footage. You did, right?
On my vlog channel, on my social media, I did.
Okay, so if you want to see the video of Colleen talking to herself while getting takeout with a hair on it, saying she wants to unalive herself, and then running off doing a voice of a race announcer.
You know where you can find it? You can find it on our social. We just started an Instagram account and a TikTok account.
Did we?
We did.
All right.
So you can go follow those, and that's where I'll post that first. That'll be the first thing I post is that security footage of me running away and talking to myself. Let me say what the info is to our places. It's relax_the podcast.
Okay.
On TikTok and on Instagram. Relax_the podcast.
Always Jello. Always Jello. That's a good name.
Okay.
Said, I love it when you're just talking and you forget that it's a podcast. Those times are the best.
That's this whole episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it? We were talking about that last episode. Like, is this a conversation?
That's the thing.
Let alone a podcast?
I feel like the moments I remember that we're podcasting, I panic. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
This has got to be boring and not interesting.
So all the spontaneous things that come up are always my favorite. Born to honey, M&Ms and Skittles I've always separated by color. Then I eat them from pile with the most color to least. A lot of people do separate their candies by color. Cool. From even down to Smarties, you know, a lot of people were saying, and then in different ways they'll consume them based on like favorite color, favorite tasting to least favorite tasting, or vice versa, or whichever one has the most. Or so I think a lot of people have that same disease
as me, as like sorting out the colors,
sorting out candies by color.
Okay.
A lot of it.
That's good to know.
And also we have a lot of sociopaths listening because a lot of people were like, pulp, love pulp.
Oh,
Get out of here.
you like pulp in your
John,
orange
I love
juice?
pulp.
Crazies?
The more, the better.
Oh, get out of here.
What are you talking about?
Bananas. You like pulp?
I absolutely love orange juice with lots of pulp.
No, you don't.
Come on. Lots of pulp. Orange juice with pulp. From
What?
Monica the Mad. And she also
Why?
talks to herself out loud.
Well, yeah, that's normal.
Um,
Wow, I can't believe that. I really did not think that would be the case, but here we are. Lots of pulp, I guess.
I turned this on during my lunch break. The pulp convo made me laugh because I love the pulp.
What?
It's more like eating an orange and it feels like it's getting the good stuff.
Oh, come on.
Eat an orange.
Yeah, eat an orange.
Chicha Games 4589. What are you doing? This is a beverage.
Oh, man.
Hopefully it fits in your cup holder.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. We're sweating a lot. We're going to go.
Thanks for leaving comments.
Yeah, let us know what you want us to talk about next week. And we love reading your comments, so keep them coming. Eric got to read them this week. I usually do, but Eric read them this week, and it's the most fun
and
ever.
If you want, I guess there's a TikTok and Instagram if you want to see Colleen talk to herself.
Yeah, go check it out.
And security camera footage.
Check it out. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.